So first of all, why did you want to be president of the news jury here at the festival?
Well, I don't think it's why I want to. I've been asked to, and I was thrilled to do it, and I have been very happy with the selections that they had for the news and for the documentaries that we watch. And so I'm happy that I accepted, and I'm very, flattered and interested in what's happening here in Monte-Carlo.
Why do you think television news, is so important and has such a big role, if it does?
Well, because for me, as a human rights campaigner, as the founder and president of a human rights organization, the Bianca Jagger Human Rights Foundation, the news and documentaries are critical to inform people of what's happening, and I am as well very much a person who believes in the role of social media. So in order to campaign for human rights, social justice and environmental protection, I need to watch the news, look at the newspapers, watch documentaries, and be informed, about what's happening in the world. And as well, trying to, when we're not informed, trying to maybe pressure the media, all of us, the people who are on social media, trying to pressure them to cover certain issues that perhaps they have ignored or they don't know about it, and so it's critical.
Where do you think it comes from, this desire inside of you to help?
Well, I think the most important factor of me being so committed to human rights and social justice is the fact that I was born in Nicaragua, that I lived my childhood and adolescence under a dictatorship, and that my mother was divorced when I was very young, and I saw the discrimination that she suffered because she was a divorced woman and she had to work. So I think it's all my experience as a child and as a young girl that really shaped what I do in life, and my mother as well, her influence, because she was very political. She was very much against the Somoza regime. She really loved nature and she loved the rainforest, and all of that, I think, is part of what I did. Of course, they were very important moments that were turning points in my life that convinced me that I needed to be a human rights defender and to be a victim, and so.
Is there one particular issue at this particular moment that you hold close to your heart more than another?
Yes, I think speaking out for women's rights and for not only women's but girls' rights, it's very important to me. But there are issues sometimes that happen. For example, at the moment, there is a young Nicaraguan man who is in death row, who has an execution date in August. And I think he was a minor when it happened, and it's in Texas. I feel that I must do something for him. He is Nicaraguan, he's poor, he had terrible legal representation. So there are issues like that. There is Raif Badawi. I don't know if you know about him. He's a blogger from Saudi Arabia who has been condemned to 10 years in jail just because he wanted to have access to the internet and to have, a foundation or an organization. And he's been condemned to 1,000 flogs. There are issues like that all the time. The fate of the Rohingya people in Burma or and the fact that the world has ignored them, and that there is an ongoing genocide and ethnic cleansing. I think that's really important. But there's so many issues really, and of course, the fact that we are going to have the next climate change conference in Paris. That is critical that we have a legally binding treaty that will be able to reduce CO2 emission, and that will be able for us not to go above 2 degrees centigrade.
With all that you do and as busy as you are, do you have time to watch television for pleasure? And if so, what do you watch?
I do. I am a great fan of the Danish series. I loved the Bridge, the killing, and then there is one that I never get the name correct, which is about a woman prime minister.
Morgan.
Borgen. I loved him, and I met him here, the producer, and I think it's an excellent series. And I love the style of the Danish and Swedish series, and so that's wonderful. The House of Cards, I have watched it. Sometimes it goes overboard, but it has a wonderful actor, so I do sometimes watch, and I watch a lot of documentaries. And of course, in England, we have great television films, that are of great quality. So I do.
Thank you
I do
so
watch
much.
it.
That's
Thank you.
perfect. Thank you.